All right, welcome back everyone. We're gonna do something a little bit different today, get a little creative. I'm gonna show you here, I got a little wood shop set up. So what we're gonna do is let me explain first. I'm gonna make an American flag that's gonna be wavy and stuff, and behind the stars is gonna be a hidden door that's gonna open up with a linear actuator that's gonna hide guns behind it. This is gonna be a gift for my son. So his birthday's in a couple days. It ain't gonna be done by then.
Well, that sucks.
But it's gonna be for his birthday. I ain't decided what all I'm gonna do to it yet, as far as if I'm gonna do any LED lighting behind it or what yet. But all right, sorry guys, the battery went dead. I don't even know how that happens. It said 94% and it died. These GoPros are something else. I mean, they're cool. I like them. They're little and they record good. But man, this battery stuff is. I even have a battery pack thing on the back. To help keep the battery up, but you can't cut it on before you record or it'll cut the camera off. So you got to push record and then hit that thing, or if the battery is too full on the GoPro, you can't use that either because it'll cut it off again. So I don't know. Anyways, I ain't decided what all I'm going to do to this yet with like LED lighting behind it or what, but we'll figure it out as we go. It is going to have, like I said, a secret door that opens up. His guns will store behind it. And this will be a thing that goes on the wall. We're going to be making a mounting thing for it on how it's going to mount. We're creative with it. But let me show you here what I got going on. We got the bandsaw set up here. My table saw is over there. I don't know if I'm going to have to use it yet or not. We'll see what happens. So yeah, most of the stuff will be done on these, on the miter box saw. These things here are pretty cool. I wanted to show you guys. So I went to Harbor Freight and picked up. These things are $6.99 for a pack of these. Both pieces come with it. And then you just take 3/4 black pipe and cut it down to whatever size you want. So these will be our clamps for the wood when we glue it together and stuff. One thing is though, when you cut your pipe, because I got 2 4-footers and 2 3-footers, one of them turned out being no thread on one side, so I got a threader for black pipe, so I had to rethread one of the ends because that's how this part works. It screws into the clamp part here. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys that. It works out pretty good. This is probably the cheapest way to do it as far as getting wood clamps and making them the size you want. Because man, you can make that thing 10 foot long if you want it. If you have a 10-foot piece of black pipe, you know, to clamp something. So anyways, we'll go ahead and I'm gonna figure out some sizing on what size I want this thing to be. I think I'm gonna go like 5 foot. That's gonna look probably more, it'll probably look the best at 5 foot. But let me just do some math, like I'm a good math guy. But anyways, let me get it figured out what size we're gonna do, and then I'll bring you guys back when we're cutting all that stuff down, and we'll go from there. Cool. All right guys, so I've decided I'm gonna go 4 foot, and then of course it's 13 stripes, and then our star area comes over to be, I think, 20. For it to look, you know, uniform, yeah, 20. And that'll leave us from there to here. If you guys can see that, to here, you know, the rest of it, that looks about right. You know what I mean? If I go any more on the star area, it'll look too weird. So I think 20 will do it. Now here's how I'm gonna do the guns inside there. This is just a small 380. So, but I'm gonna do one either this way or either this way. Let me turn that a little bit. So I'll do one either. His are, like I said, his are a lot bigger. He's got like 45s, so I'm thinking they're a little bit longer. But either way, we'll do one up here, and then we'll do one like this. If we can do them both the same way and just step one down a little bit, right, like this way, like that, and then have this one going like that up here, so it'll be like that, then we'll do it like that. We'll figure out that part later. But anyways, I just wanted to look and see how that would look. All right, so I'm gonna take this over to the miter box. I wanna cut off, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch off of the ends, and then we'll measure over 4 foot and we'll get our flag cut out. So let me get set up there, I'll be right back. Okay, what I've done here was, I set up a stop on this side. On that roller, there's a flat back here. So I set up a stop to make it 48.5. It'll cut it at 48.5, and then we'll slide this. I'm gonna make some kind of a stop to where we can hit each one and just cut off a 1/2 inch. Either that or I'll mark them. Either way, but that's what we're doing here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these down. I just wanted to show you because it's gonna be loud. Like I said, 48.5. Each one will stop, and then we'll cut a 1/2 inch off of the other end. so it's it'll be clean on both sides. Cool, be back shortly. All right, we've got our stuff here. So I accidentally cut one down about not even a 1/16 too much. So I'm either gonna have to go rebuy this here is gonna be for our frame in the background, because I gotta make it. This will actually sit on top of a frame. We'll build a frame. You get what I'm saying? That whole flag will be on a square frame. So we'll have we need a pocket in there. I got to build, that's going to be our insides of the back of this. But once this is curved, we're going to make a pattern where it's going to have waves in it.
Oh, groovy, baby. Yeah.
And once we do all that, we'll go through the whole process, but we'll clean it, we'll grind it, we'll sand it all nice and make it smooth, and then we're going to glue it together so it doesn't move. The only part we're not going to glue is we're going to come over that 20 inches by the size of the stars here. We're not going to glue the star part to this part. So that way when we cut it out, that'll be our door. So, but we'll go through all that. Anyways, I'm going to try to glue one of these back on and clamp it overnight. Because these are all getting sanded and stuff, and painted and sanded, so I don't see why it wouldn't work if I glued it and clamped it real tight and then recut my cut and then just sand it up and clean it nice. We'll see how it looks. If not, I'll buy one more 2x4, and I know what you're thinking about using the other ones, but if you remember, we cut it 48.5, so those are smaller now. Those are 47.5. So, but we'll use those for other things. Yeah, if I was to cut it straight in the middle, I could have actually used one 2x4, if you're probably thinking this, and just do 4 foot and save some money. Well, then we would have had a really crappy side. I want them to be a clean cut and square, because 2x4s have a little roundness to them. So once we get this all done and sanded, I want them to be nice, flat, crispy edges instead of weird stuff going on. So a clean cut on both sides. Anyways, I'm gonna glue that, and then tomorrow, it's getting a little late today. Tomorrow we'll come back out, we'll cut that, see how it looks. If not, I'll get another 2x4, and then we'll go ahead and start with we got to make a pattern. I'll show you how we'll do all that too, and then we'll get our curve, draw it on these, and then we'll cut those out on the bandsaw. So, and then we can proceed with the next stuff. Cool. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again, guys. Okay, I want to show you a couple things here. Here's that piece that I cut too short. I took one of the ends and I glued it on. I haven't sanded it yet, but that Titebond stuff is really strong, man. I'll tell you.
Strong.
So I'm gonna sand that, and you'll never know it. But it's the right length now. So now what we're gonna do here next, I made this template out of some poster board. Kind of just drew out a little curviness, you know what I mean? Nothing special, just drew it out, the length of the board. And what we'll do is, we'll trace that on there, and each next one, we'll go over 1 inch. We'll go over every line to the edge. So 1 inch over, and we'll keep going all the way down. And as we get to the ends here where it'll become short, we'll just we'll scoot our pattern over and finish drawing that how it is, where it left off, you know what I mean? That'll be so I'll show you as we're doing it, but that'll finish off as you're going. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple, and then we'll get over to the saw and start cutting these. Let's hold it in place there. And this don't have to be super perfect. I mean, long as you know what I mean? It don't have to be like right on the hair, you know what I mean? Like supertronic perfect, you know?
I want you to be perfect. Go on, go.
Whoops. I should get a marker. Then I can just go right down at once. Okay, there's the first. Now, and we'll number these. I am gonna get a marker, but I wanna do one more so I can show you guys what I mean by that. So now I'll scoot this out 1 notch. Okay, so now these are all 1 inch increments. We'll put that 1 inch over on the edge, just like that. Let me go get a marker. Okay, we're still there. Much better. I'll go back over that one. This is made out of poster board, what I did. If you was to take this now, like if someone wants to make a bunch of these flags, I would transfer it over to like some pegboard or something. Something that's about a 1/16 to a 1/4 inch thick. That way you got some lip to it, and it's your template forever. You know what I mean? This could be 2, but okay, now we'll scoot this down where that left off, right to this, let's see here, like that. Okay, Let me retrace this one since it's gonna look the lightest. All right, I'm gonna number these. I'm gonna go through and do them all on there, the markings, and I'll bring you guys back. So I tried to do it on the bandsaw. The blade was really crappy. So, but I'm kind of glad it happened because I realized most of you guys ain't gonna have no bandsaw if you want to do this for yourself, this project. So let me flip you around here. Okay, I'm trying to get you at an angle. That's probably better here. All right, as you can see how it's going to turn out here. And this is what I meant by you ain't got to worry about cutting it perfect, because as long as this end's flush, we're going to clamp these together. We're going to take it outside. We're going to use this cutting disc on a grinder, and we're going to clean these up, and we're going to make it all uniform. And then we're going to take a flapper disc or a sander, whatever you have, like an 80 grit, and we'll smooth it out even better, and then make it look real nice. Some of these are a little higher than the others. It's where I messed up on my mark. I was doing 1 inch on each on that end, and when I came down on this end to finish that, I skipped one. But that's all right, because we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna sand that in. But all these are good, all those are good, all these are good, except for I think like a couple in between that are higher than they should be. But that's all right. Like I said, we'll get this will eat it right up. That's why I said it doesn't have to be. You don't got to be precise with that, because as long as you keep stepping it over and just keep an eye on what you're doing with your pattern as you're going, you'll see at the end what it looks like. Then you'll actually make a nice looking flag out of it. So, yeah, like I said, I'm glad that happened with the bandsaw. That way, because I know you guys, a lot of jigsaw is easier to get. Some of the stuff came in as I was cutting. By the way, this took about 45 minutes to an hour with the jigsaw. So here's our linear actuator. This thing is we're gonna mount it, and the way that works is it'll be like flat, and then when we activate it, it'll open that door, and then when we hit the other button, it'll shut that door. So that's kind of how those work. And the other components I got, because this here is 12 volts. This is made like for 12 volt systems. They use them a lot in vehicles and stuff like that. So what I got was, and this will all be built on the back side. Once we build our border, we'll have an area where we can mount all this stuff. This is a 110 to 12 volt DC adapter. It turns it into 12 volt DC. So we'll cut this off. We'll hardwire it in nice with some weatherized fittings. So all he'll be able to do is just plug that into the wall. And then this thing, I was going to try to make this open and shut with voice activated on the phone, like with the Alexa app, which can still happen down the road, but more components are going to be needed. And right now that's going to take more time, more money. This is, this will be a key fob. He can put this on his keychain or keep it by his bed or wherever he's going to hang this thing. And you'll have up and down. So basically up can be open and down can be closed. And that's what this is going to do. This will go into the, that 110 to 12 volt will go into this. This will go into the actuator. So, and that's what's going to operate it. They work pretty cool. So what you can do with these is like this. They give you an end. So we'll cut it here, and then we can hardwire both ends of that. And this will have a plug. So one end will go, like I said, to the actuator. One end will go to where we cut that socket off for the 12 volts. That's where that'll go. So, but you guys will see all that as we're doing it. What else? Thought there was something else I wanted to tell you guys real quick. Well, we'll just keep on at it here. So right now we're gonna get this ready we'll get the clamps over here. We'll clamp it up, and I'm gonna grind this outside, because right now I got a mess. You ought to see this. Look at this mess down here. This is just from cutting. Look at that. Look at that floor. I mean, there's so much dust in here just from that little bit.
What a mess.
Oh. So I'm gonna clean this stuff up, get this clamped and outside where we can grind it and clean it, shape it out there, and then I'll just blow all that stuff into the grass and keep the shop a little bit cleaner. This is not a full-time wood shop, you know what I mean? I hate all the dust and dirt, because sometimes we're gonna paint in here, sometimes we're gonna do different things in here. One other thing on the, please don't be like me and wait till you get something in your eyes to put these on. Wear these things. I gotta get in the habit of putting these on more often, or just keeping them on my head, because I almost got a little piece of dirt in there, about the third one in. I forgot to put them on. I just get so comfortable without putting them on. But safety glasses, man. Put safety first. Another thing, jigsaw blades, buy the best one. Buy the best one. Don't buy a pack of 10 of the crap ones. Trust me. Buy you one good one for 10 bucks or whatever it costs, and it'll cut through all these. I cut through every single one of these, and this blade, I don't know how old it actually, you can see it's been heated before, so I've had it a while. And it got me through every one of these. When I got down to about the last two, I could feel it starting to push harder. And the key with the jigsaw is keep it pushed down flat on your what you're cutting, and clamp your piece down so it's not vibrating. And that jigsaw will go through it like butter. That's the key with jigsaws. A lot of people think you got to go fast and just push the crap out of them. You know, just keep it pushed down, keep your item clamped good, and just trigger your switch, like, you know, run your motor like rum, 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 you know what I mean, like that, and it'll just buzz right through it like butter, and you won't burn your blade up. So that's the key thing that I found with cutting with jigsaws. And this is 2x4s, and if you look, there's a ton of knots I went through. That's what'll dull your blade if you keep on fighting it. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's a bunch. I went through a lot of knots, you know, that eats your blade up. So, all right, I'm gonna get this stuff ready, cleaned up. We'll get it clamped up. I'll show you my clamps. We'll do all that outside, and I'll bring you guys back when we're out there. All right, guys, what I've done here was I set my clamps up on the table, and what we want to do is I'm going to try to get one end. I'm just going to take my hand underneath here and kind of tap these around until they all feel even, and then we'll look at our ends, make sure they all look good or close, because we're going to run the sander over them. Feel pretty good. I got one here doing something weird. I think it's the wood. Yeah, the wood. Okay, so I'm gonna clamp this down a little bit just so they don't move no more, and then we'll come down here, tighten that up a little bit. Squeeze these a little bit, and the rest of these should be feeling pretty good, but we'll go ahead and snug these a little and just give them a little tap. All right, good. Okay, now, yeah, these clamps are sweet. I mean, I think these are $6.99 to do one thing, one bracket, or one clamp, I'm sorry. And then, or $6.99, plus you buy a stick for $10 of the 3/4, you can make you a bunch of little brackets. All right, what we're gonna do now is, I'm gonna get this outside and put this on one of our grinders, and we're gonna shape these out to where they fit all nice. And then we'll sand them up a little bit, hit the sides a little bit, and get it back in here and proceed with the next step. It's kind of misty and rainy out, so I'm gonna try to, sorry, that camera was down. I'm gonna try to do what I can without ruining my equipment. So let me figure it out, and I'll bring you guys back here real quick. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to get what I can on camera here without ruining everything. I need to shut this door. All right, I'm gonna use my face shield, and we're gonna get started. Hopefully I'm gonna try to see how this goes without getting that stuff all over the camera. All right, guys, I want to show you this real quick, and then I'm going to come back when I'm done because it's going to take a while. But anyways, yeah, there's stuff all over my camera. I don't know how many people have used a shaping disc before. Hang on. But do one thing at a time, because, so what I mean by that is just do one area, like only do this first all the way down, and then come back and do the other part, because it'll take too much off the other. But if you look there, it's starting to shape nice, and that thing takes it off quick. I've never used one before, so be careful, go real lightly. And then once we go over this with the 80, with the DA, it'll really curve it and smooth it nice. So I'll bring you back when I'm doing that. All right, so we shaped it with the shaping disc. Now I'm doing it with the flapper. And these are, I believe, like a 40 grit. This is the same as the Bondo in the video that shows you on the truck, the Bondo stuff. You want to start with a aggressive one, but be light and go. And also when you're using your flapper wheel, you want to go one way and keep it light, and then don't stop and start, because you'll make a groove. then come back the other way. So whatever way the thing doesn't jump, you'll know, because if you try to go it this way and it jumps on you, go back the other way and start a little bit back further and then come into it. You know what I mean? Go with the curve. And then you'll leave yourself a better surface for when you are running your DA. Because the DA, all it's going to do is smooth it out, you know, make it how it's going to be. But remember, this is also going to be resemble a flag. So the curvy, the little, you know, areas in it, that's on how much you want to do as far as making it bumpier in areas and stuff like that, you know, to make it look more realistic, because we are going to do some other a few more things to this to make it more realistic. One thing out there I wanted to show you guys, you can't really see it, but I'll show you close up. When I was doing the with the shaper, it took out a knot. There's a little groove there, so I'm gonna have to get some wood putty or something and fix that. It's going to probably be right in the stars, maybe, or either way, or right on the edge of where it cuts or something. So I'm going to have to try to do something with that. We'll figure it out. And then, but yeah, I've watched a bunch of videos on these things, and like a lot of the people don't explain to you about the papers and the way to sand and things like that. They just show you real quick what they're doing, and you're not going to know when you do it. When you're running your shaper, you're going to find yourself gouging and taking off too much, but always go light with all this stuff. Light and go with the flow. You know, don't just go digging into it, because that thing will eat right into it quickly. I mean, it takes it off fast. So start light and go as much as you need, and that's it. Stop, because your next step's going to clean it for you and make it better. You don't have to keep going with that other thing, you know. Same with this. You're just going to get it to a place where you want your DA to just do a easier job. You're just making it easier for the next tool. You know what I mean? So always start out more aggressive on your paper and then go up. So you're not just sitting there polishing the wood, making a bunch of dust everywhere that it ain't even doing nothing. So this is about ready for the DA. I'm going to get back. What I'll do is there's just a little bit more left with this, and then I'll bring you guys back when I'm using the DA. I'm going to show you a couple other things that I'm doing with the DAs too. So be back here in a little bit. All right, so we did our shaping, we did our cleaning up with the flapper disc, and then we did a little work with the DA, and then I went back over it a little bit by hand, just the edges and then in through here. Like I said, you can make this how you want it to look in here, you know, in through these grooves. And you know, like I said, a flag has wrinkly stuff in it, so you want to leave some character to it. So that's how far you want to go with it. Let me just kind of quickly go over the flapper disc. Was like a 40 grit. I keep forgetting what it's called. The metal disc I bought, the shaper. The shaper, I don't know what that is, but be careful when you go with that. Just light, everything light. No, not just that one. But the flapper, go light, you know, go over your curves, keep following, don't stop in one area. You know, use the edge real lightly of your grinders and your DA too. Then I went with a 36 on the DA. I always start out rough on everything. And then I moved up to 80 with the DA, and then 180. And I stopped at 180. I went over it by hand with 80, and then I went over it by hand with 180. But it feels really smooth, really nice. Everything's feels pretty good. So. And if you see there, it resembles a flag real nice. After I go through and do what we're going to do next, I'll go through and show you. We'll go around it at different angles to look at it. So now this part here, we're going to do some wood burning. This will give us that, you know, nostalgic look, you know, to it. Once we stain it and clear it and everything, it'll look really nice and kind of like an old looking flag, you know what I mean? It'll make it look real nice. There's other videos out there, like I said, people doing this. You can do these separate, you can do them together. I'm choosing to do them together, just as there's other people with videos that did the same thing. But one thing different about this video I want to tell you guys, I'm not just making the flag, we're also doing the secret compartment in it. So there's going to be more to this video than just making the flag. So I'm kind of doing two videos in one here, so, which I'm sure you guys know that. So all right, so what we're going, and also on the burning here, don't worry about how much you go. You can always go back over and sand it up real decent in certain areas, give it that look you want it. You know, once you, and we will, I'm sure I'm going to need to do it too. So we'll just fire this bad boy up, if I got any fluid. There we go. And then we're just going to take and just slowly give it some burn. And some of your like edges and stuff, they're going to have more character to them. Certain areas will show more darkness. Like I said, it doesn't matter. we're gonna sand back on it just to give us the look we want. And the closer you get to it, the darker it gets. I like that smell that it's giving right now. Pretty soon, one day, technology is going to bring us that where you guys can sit there and smell it too. That's either good or bad. I don't know yet, but certain smells, right? Yeah, you could. I don't know what that camera's doing, but you could see like the different shadows it's throwing in here. It's pretty cool. This part where the knot fell out, I've been thinking on that. Oh boy, me thinking. Anyways, I think it looks pretty cool. I was waiting to see what it looked like with the burning, and it looks pretty cool. I might leave it in there. As long as it don't interfere with our door. If it does, I'm gonna have to take something and fix it. Some wood filler, some Bondo, something, and give us, fix it. So we'll see. I'm not too concerned about it right now. And I'm only gonna throw the burn on the top side of the flag. I'm not doing the edges, the sides. That's something everybody can do for their, maybe you guys want it on the sides, I don't know. I'm not, but with most people, this is gonna be, I'm gonna be building a base around this, where if you was to do this and you're just wanting to make something to hang on your wall, you wouldn't have that, that extra base around the bottom. So that would be the end of your build after you do this. This looks so cool. I was gonna do this with a two-part epoxy after I stained it, but I picked a clear to go with my Minwax clear with my stain, just to keep that older look, the older nostalgic look to it. You guys, I wanted to bring up too, like on the sanding, on any part of this that you're doing, this is really a form of art. I'm not a woodworker by no means. I'm just going off of things I've seen and just kind of using skills that I've used in other trades that I do and just using them, you know what I mean? And it doesn't take, you can learn this while you're building. This is not something you got to be like perfect and precise with, because each step is going to let you fix your next, like if you make a mistake in the shaping and you go too far, well, when you use your flapper, you can clean that up. So it's and like I said, it's a curvy flag. That's what makes it so nice. You're actually building a piece of art, your own thing. So I bet not two of these are alike. I could build 20 of these, and if you took some kind of a gauge or something to see how all the curves went, they're not the same. Because when you clean that with the shaper and the flapper disc and the DAs and stuff, it's going to be different. You're taking off more, in certain areas. Okay, let me get a little more down here, since we're going to be sanding this. Some of these pieces of wood look real cool when you burn it. Gives it that burl wood tiger effect, it's pretty wild. Okay, all right, that's it. So now, like I said, if you want to go through and give you some lights and dark shading and stuff like that, you can, and I'm going to. I'm not going to do all that on camera, but I'm going to go through just by hand, and I'm going to knock this down a little bit, just to my desired look, just like that. And this is a piece of 180. I'm just cleaning off some of it, you know what I mean? Just giving it a clean look, some of the areas. That's it. I better take this down. Anyways, I'm gonna do that. I'll bring you guys back when we're going into the next step. All right, guys, so I went ahead and sanded through this just to get it to my likings. One thing I did after I sanded it, I kind of scooped up all the sandings in a little pile, and I put it in that hole. I want you guys to see this. This stuff is awesome, man. So I used that. Look at this. It filled that thing in. I used like I said, I used that stuff, and then the dust, and then I took this. I don't know where you could buy this. This is through my wife's work, but Titebond makes the wood glue, and they sell this product too. I think True Value may sell this, but I'm gonna let you guys look so you can search it. But Titebond makes the wood glue too. Well, I'm sorry, I'm way up. Yeah, Titebond makes the wood glue. This is the different. Now here is this is like super glue. I'm gonna get you guys so you can pause it and look. And then I use this stuff, just putting little drips in there. And this stuff here, it's accelerator. If you just kind of mist it real quick, it dries it super fast. It makes it into concrete quickly. And don't mess with that stuff. It's very, very powerful as far as like strength goes. I fixed my grill, my truck, so many different things, but I just took that dust that I sanded and I filled that hole in. That was completely a big hole where that knot fell out. If you could see, that's how big the knot was. and then I just took I put a piece of duct tape on this side. I put the dust in there, and I just kept dropping that stuff in there, letting it get wet. And then I took that spray and just quickly did that, and it got solid. So I sanded it all nice, and I reburned it with the torch a little bit, and then scuffed it in. I mean, look at that. It's so solid. It ain't going nowhere, you know what I mean? So it was just bothering me to see that. I didn't want to leave it there, and then later on in the build, you know, say I wish I would have fixed it, because you know, where I cut the door open for the stars to open, I think it might be right where we're going to be at. It's either going to be on that side of it or this side of it. Now I'm going to try to probably keep it in the door, so on the inside of it, and that looks kind of the best there anyways. So instead of coming here, it's going to be a small door, so I'll probably make it around here. Oh yeah, we did say 20 inches, I think. We measured that out before we started on this project. Yeah, actually we're over here, right in here. That's 20. So yeah, it's inside of it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So down to here, and then to that. That'll be our door. Yeah, that stuff worked great. All right, well, we're this far now, so what we're going to do from here is we're going to separate each piece, and we're going to start staining them. So the way I'm going to do this is, if you watch other videos on these guys making these things, they glue it all together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count down 7 and mark where my door's going to be, and I'm only going to glue everything except for inside of here where that's got to come apart. So I'm only going to make one cut in that door when this is all, you know, dry. That way this comes apart for us. So I'm not going to glue that together where the door is. But the rest of it, so we'll mark it so I know where to put my glue at, and then we'll clamp it all together. This is going to happen after it's stained. So right now we're going to concentrate on figuring out what's red, what's white, what's blue, and get that all figured out right. But this thing's looking pretty cool, guys. It really is. All right, I'm going to get ready for the next stuff, and I'll bring you guys back. I just wanted to show you that real quick right there. That turned out so cool now. I almost forgot, guys. I wanted to show you guys the angles of this. Hang on a second. Yeah, I wanted to show you how this looked. Just the different angles of it, you know what I mean? You don't get to see it through the other camera, just the way it sits all the time. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, yeah, I just wanted to show you that just from a different angle. Be back shortly. Okay, we're getting ready to start staining here. I went ahead and measured this star area out. I put my little line in. What we're going to do with that is, I saw this trick on the internet on one of the videos, but once we take these apart, we'll put this razor blade, just tap it in a little bit, and then that'll keep our line sharp from when we stain on both sides, because we're going to be cutting that anyways for this door once this is done. So we'll use this to separate, so that's going to work out good. I put a little piece of tape down on here on the end for the ones that are red. The rest are white, and of course these will be blue. But these here we're going to do a little different. I'm going to cut a stencil out on the plotter, and the way we'll do it is I'm going to reverse do the I don't know, I'll figure it out, but what we'll do is we'll make a big one with all the stars cut out, and we'll put it all on here, and we won't take the stars out until we get, we won't take the outer part. We'll leave basically the stars will be left in place, the sticker part, and then we'll stain it, and when we peel that off, it'll be wood in the background, so we don't have to sit there. And on one of the videos, the guy has to sit there and literally grind around with a little Dremel to clean that part of the wood out, which is cool. I don't know, we'll see how it works out, but just to give you an idea. So what I'm going to do here first, we'll go ahead and unloosen these clamps, and then I'm going to take, and they are still numbered on the bottom too. I've got 1B for bottom, and then left for left side, so we don't have no confusion.
I'm so confused!
Where they go later on. And there's 2 bottom left, so we'll put all the white ones over here. Okay, I'm going to blow each one of these off just so they're, I just seen some dust fly around. Yeah, there's still more dust underneath here. Sorry. Okay, now we'll take our, I'm trying to hurry a little bit because what I'll do is I'll show you what I'm doing, then I'll do the rest off the camera. Basically, I'm just going to be staining. I'm going to line these little lines up. I'll show you here in a second. Line them up a little bit. tap it in there like that, just a little bit. So we'll take our brush now and go to town. Yeah, I wanted to hold it with that hand. And if there's a little bit of touching up later on, you know, one way or the other, we'll just tape it off or something before we put the clear on it. That's the good thing about that. You can, I'm using new sharp blades too, so it goes in fairly easy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pop our can of Minwax water-based crimson red. And by the way, if you go to Lowe's to buy this stuff, if you look on the shelf and they don't have it, which they didn't on this, you just tell the guy and he'll take the number and he'll mix it for you right there. Any other, there's over 200 plus colors and they'll mix it for you right there. I didn't know that until I got there. I thought, because I looked at another store and they didn't have it, but they didn't have the sign up that said over 200 colors. Well, this store had it up, but it didn't say we'll mix it. So I asked him, I was like, what's up with that right there? Do you mix it here? And he said, yeah, I can. So I didn't know that. They need to probably be more advertising about that. They you know, stirred or shook this when it was there, but I just want to make sure nothing's laying on the bottom, get the full color out of it. Now, just real quick, because I'm going to do a lot of these off camera, the bottom and the top one, we got to do the front, and the top and the front, and of course they'll all have the sides. And then on the ones in between, we're only going to go down so far. We're not going to do, you know, all the way down. We'll just go a little bit down. No sense in it really. All right, it actually looks nice just on that little piece of wood there. Okay, so I'll take my tape off. I'm just going to go through and stain these up. And what I'll do is I'll wipe it on there, just so you know real quick. I'll wipe it on there, I'll let it sit for about, you know, 3 to 5 minutes or whatever, and I'll go back over and I'll wipe it off with the rag. I'll see if I like the desired color. If not, I'll do it one more time. But I'll bring you back on the end result when I get that far. I'm not going to bore you guys with sitting here doing a bunch of stain work.
That's boring.
It's pretty basic stuff. But let me do that and I'll come back. All right guys, I just kind of got this sitting together here, letting it dry up real nice. Just want you guys to see it real quick. Turned out pretty good, man.
Who can?
It's gonna be so sweet. But that blue, it's a, what was that? A marine, sorry, this thing. Yeah, it's a marine blue. So in case you guys are wondering on that, real cool. That burnt look in there, it's so sweet, man. I can't wait to clear it. It's gonna look pretty cool. So yeah, what I was saying before, what we'll do now is we'll glue all these together all the way from side to side. All the blue is going to be glued. Actually, all that from side to side is going to be glued. The only place there's not going to be glue at is going to be right in between this blue here and this one. But on this side, we will glue it. Then we'll clamp it all. Then when it's dry, we'll just take a saw and cut that blue part out, and that piece will be all glued together, all that blue part. So that'll be our door. And then we can work on whatever we have to do, stain on the sides of in there, whatever, to touch it up, make it look right. And we'll probably do some kind of a frame. The underneath, it's definitely gonna have like a 2x4 around it, where we're gonna have our 2 to 3 inches of space, you know, on the back side to mount all of our stuff in it and make the little compartment for the guns inside there. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty bad. It really is. It's turning out really, really nice. And that part where I glued that, where that knot came out, it was right here, right in this one. And it took the stain and all. So I wiped it off once and it would look pretty good, but I went ahead and put a little more stain over the top of it just so it will soak, you know, try to stay with it there. But once that's cleared, you know, it'll protect it anyways. But I just wanted to put, you know, make it look uniform. But I really like how the burnt's coming through the red. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it really does. That clear is going to make it pop. It's a semi-gloss that I got. Yeah, I don't know if I said it yesterday or when I said it before. Yeah, that's the clear, and here's the stain. You just go in and tell him you want a water base, and he'll tint it with this can here. He just grabbed this one off the shelf and tinted it inside of this and then shook it. Same with the red. So crimson red and marine blue is what I use there. I don't have the numbers, but that's the names of them. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little quick update here and get you a little close up on this bad boy. I had to show him what I was doing for him for his birthday, because I told him I'm going to need his guns, and he was asking for what. So I showed it to him and he was like, man, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I cannot wait. This is pretty bad. Cool. Cool, guys. I'll bring you back when this is all set up and we're getting ready to glue it together and clamp it, and then we'll proceed. All right, we got these things dried up. Go ahead and start gluing them. You want to put enough on here where they're going to be stuck together, but you don't want too much leaking out above, so keeping the glue towards the bottom, and we can always take the wet cloth and wipe off any excess. Okay, I am going to put just a little bit on this side. I got a board at the bottom and at the top. I'm going to go ahead and wipe as I'm going, just so it don't dry on us up here. Okay. Trying to go as quick as I can here. It's so freaking cold out today. It's like in the 20s, low 20s. I'm sure more is going to squeeze out. This type bond here is supposed to be a better one, like a stronger, waterproof. My wife got it from her work. They told me to try it out because I've only used the other regular type bond. I've never used this one, but they say it's stronger. It's good for like making these tabletops and stuff when you're putting wood together. It's really good for it. Yeah, I want to get these glued today. Man, I keep throwing that rag on the ground. There's a little split there. Yeah, I like to get these all dry and done today. Tomorrow, come out, cut my blue part out and start making that door. Figure out what kind of shell and bracing. I'm just winging it, going as I do it. I didn't plan it out or think about it or any of that. I probably should have, but most of the stuff I do is just wing it. Make it, think about it as you go. That's how I've always been, I guess. Okay, now we can't do none of the blue, just the red on this side. So try to keep it away from that. Ah, come on. Okay, now this blue can get it all. Yeah, that place where I fixed it at, where that knot came out, it's just as hard as concrete. I'll tell you, that stuff is so good. I've fixed so much stuff with that. You wouldn't believe the stuff I fixed with it. Not just wood, it's for wood. You know, they made it for woodworkers, but wow, is it strong. Plastic, I mean, I've fixed all kind of stuff with it. Shoes, I mean.
Handy man.
I'm kind of putting this stuff to it. I want it to be strong, and I don't think this sets up as fast as I think it's going in my head. Like I said, I used it the other day on that, or when we first cut these on the miter box, and I cut that one too short, and I glued that end back on. This is what I glued it with, and it's, since we've fixed it and sanded it and made it, you can't even tell which one it is down here. And all I did was just glued it and pressed on a little bit, and tried to wrap a little thing around it because I couldn't get a clamp. I didn't have these clamps made that day, so I couldn't clamp it. I just made this little strap thing and it held it, but it's perfectly fine. Too much glue never hurt, right? Well, we know it's going to be stuck together good. I can't wait to get this done. I'm excited about it. Now, if I ain't setting up already, I better get going. I think it's just where it's starting to hold together. This is a lot of pieces to glue. There's a nice little split. That ought to take care of it. So it won't get any more split. That's the thing about pine. These 2x4s, you can't find good ones. And these were their select, the ones that were supposed to be better. So I got that thick in there. Ooh. Oh, that's hard on the back. One more. Ooh. Reach across. I'm going to have to have her bring some more of this home. I've used mostly all of it on this job. Ooh, look at that. Easy, buddy. Yeah, I don't care if it, oh, I didn't even. I think I'm gonna make me one of these for in the shop here. Not with a hiding compartment, but just one of these to hang on the wall. I'll probably do some red, white, and blue LEDs around it or something. I think that'd look pretty cool out here. Okay, is there any back here? No. All right, let's get these things snugged a little bit. We'll start tapping them around, cleaning them, and adjust these in. I love these clamps. Okay, probably should have pulled it to begin with. All right. Let me go grab thought I had one out, a hammer. Look at that stuff already coming out. I knew it would. I might have to rinse this. Let me go grab a hammer. A little too much. I don't think I tightened it that much. Come on now. Boy, it's already starting. Boy, I can't believe that. I got a little bit of straightening up to do on the sides, which sucks because then I'm gonna have to touch it up a little bit. That's all right. It is what it is. I didn't think it would set up that quick. Whew, we got a lot, don't we? That'll dry clear too, so like I said, if we have to do a little touching up with the stain here and there after we clean up the edges, and that's what we'll do. Let me rinse this thing off. Yeah, it ain't gonna hurt nothing to, boy, that's still oozing out of there, ain't it? All right, guys, I'm gonna finish cleaning this, and you'll need to watch this. I'm gonna finish cleaning this up, and then I'll be back with you guys tomorrow, and we'll get it all straightened out. And it looks like that's gonna be oozing for a little bit. Yeah, we'll get it all cleaned up, straightened up on the sides. We'll take a flapper or something, or I got a belt sander, maybe we'll hit it with, and then we'll re-clean or redo the stain a little bit, touch it up, and we'll cut these blue ones out. That'll be our door. Yeah, I'm gonna be here doing this for a minute until it quits oozing. All right, okay, that's it. That's what I'm gonna be doing for a few, cleaning up glue. And then, like I said, we'll be back at it tomorrow. Cool, guys, see you then. Okay, we're back the next day. I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. I wanted to do this so you guys can see it all. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully nothing. Yeah, I think with those extra 2x4s that we cut off, they are shorter than 48, but I don't care. For what I'm gonna make out here in the shop, we'll just we'll even it out to whatever it is, 47 or whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and take these out. All right, I think the way I'm gonna cut this is upside down. So I need to get my line right where the front is even. So right, but either way, we'll see if we have to sand some of that down and touch some of that up to make that look good. And then we'll clean this side up and touch all that up just to even it all out, make it look right. So I think I'm gonna go right here. Yeah, right in there somewhere. And I'm hoping the jigsaw is enough as far as the blade length. It should be. We're about to find out. I'm just gonna get right on it. Well, I probably need to, oh no, that ain't gonna hit that one. Let me figure out, I think I got some longer blades for this. Let me get all that set up real quick and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so here's what I figured out. I got this little mini hacksaw Milwaukee makes, pretty cool. The batteries don't last that long in them, especially when you're full throttle. I just put that in. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts. I got to cut 2 more, so I'll probably have to put another battery in. Maybe, we'll see. And the blade's not the best either. The other ones I have are really chewing through the wood too fast, so I chose not to use them. But I put that down as a straight edge, to get it as straight as I can. And I got a couple more left to cut here, and then I'll bring you guys back as soon as those two are done, and we'll figure out what to do next. I just wanted to show you what I ended up using. Yeah, the jigsaw was, the blade wouldn't have went through all the thickness of the 2x4 because we're right into one of the lumps of the flag. So, but yeah, be back shortly. Okay, we got through it. Like I said, I knew this was going to happen, but I got to clean some of this stuff up. We'll retouch it up. So I don't know if I want to go with it this way, opening, or this way. I ain't decided, but that's how it's going to do it. It's either going to open like that or like this.
Say that one more time.
I think either way would be cool, but my actuator's longer, so I'm probably gonna have to open it this way. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit, retouch some of these areas so that's drying, so we ain't got to fool with it later on. And we'll clean up this edge a little bit over here, restain it a little bit. Like I said, that way it could be drying and be done with. And then I'm gonna figure out what to do next. I think we're gonna have to probably build our frame around the back of this thing and figure out all that. And then I'm probably gonna be making a little shell on the back side of this. We'll probably be using the plasma table to cut out some little brackets and things like that to figure out how we're gonna mount our actuator and all that. So let me get all that figured out and I'll fill you guys in on it. Meanwhile, like I said, I'm gonna clean these up real quick, restain them just so everything's good and we ain't gotta fool with it later on. Yeah, so I'll be back as soon as I get that far. All right guys, I'm here at the welding table. It's probably the flattest thing I got and where I can clamp down stuff. So I'm gonna crisscross measure. This is the frame for the bottom. It's what I'm thinking right now. We'll see how it goes. So that's 51 3/4, 51 3/4. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I wanna glue and pre-drill this stuff. So what we'll do, let's start down here. We got these front and back ones clamped. So this is probably gonna get rid of, maybe not. Let's go like this. As long as we get some glue in here to help for the strength, that's all I care about. Because I'm putting screws in it and I'm gonna countersink them and probably fill them, so. What I'll do is I'll get them close with this, try to keep it square as possible. Okay, now, all right, we'll put this back on. Okay, I don't know if that's me, my vision, or
Seeing things.
I'm seeing things.
well, we can always square it up with a little bit of sanding. I think it's me. Let's see, now we can fill those holes. Yeah, you can see this. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do the same down here, get this bad boy back over there, and we'll get our flag back set on this and kind of come up with another idea. So give me a few and I'll meet you guys back over there. All right, so brought it back over here. I went ahead and done something else inside here. I went ahead and I am gonna open the door this way. Let's see which camera's gonna be better here. Okay, so it is gonna open this way. It'll go like that, all the way up. You know, probably to about, I don't know, maybe right there. But anyways, I made some shims here and this little corner piece just to stop the door, just temporary. It ain't gonna go in there. This will all be open. That'll be the pocket. And we'll have a wall on the back side of it filled with the foam, and then the foam will be cut out for the guns to be recessed in there. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do as far as where to mount everything. The actuator, I may have to end up getting a different one, a smaller one, or two small ones, one for each side. I'm not sure yet. We'll definitely try with what we have, and if that don't work, then we'll end up doing that. We'll end up getting 2 small ones to open up on both sides and just wire them in parallel. Parallel is positive, negative. Series is when you jump the positive to the negative, and then you use the 2 outside positive and negatives over here. You get what I'm saying? I'd have to show you on paper, but that'll make the voltage higher. The voltage always goes up more to double. Just like if you do a speaker that way, it increases the ohmage. Or I'm sorry, series on a woofer I think is different. It goes the opposite. So if you got a 4 ohm woofer, that'll make it 2 ohm. Okay, so this will be like that. And this is all just protocol stuff for right now, just till we figure it all out. I stopped on this stuff here on the sanding because I'm gonna wait until it's mounted, and then I'll go ahead and do some hand sanding and finish it out so it's perfect. And then I'll redo the areas whatever necessary. Burn a little with the torch, restain, you know, make it look right, and then we'll clear it all when it's all done. But I want it to be still looking right, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I wanted to show you guys we're this far. I'm gonna go ahead and try to figure out what's next. I'll bring you guys back as soon as I figure out how I'm gonna go about what inside here, and we'll proceed. All right, guys, let me show you what's going on here. I'm gonna do it with this camera. All right, so this is how I'm gonna mount this thing. It's gonna mount to the door up here, and then it'll go up like that. Oops, sorry. It'll go up like that, come down like that. Here's all the stuff hooked up here. I'll show you a little bit more about this when we're getting into it, but I want to show you. I found some hinges on Thingiverse. I'm sorry, on Thingiverse, and it says it's going to take like 3 hours to print these. Let me show you on the computer, but anyways, I'm doing them on my Voron here. We're going to see how these work out before I go buying any, because a few people were saying they worked out nice. What they are, they're these. Let me try to find you. Let's see. I think that's all. No, I forgot the E, dummy. Okay, it is, was it this one? Yeah, saying surface mount. Okay, so basically we'll be able to do this with it. It'll collapse inside. Essentially, this is the door. These are the 2x4s. It's kind of upside down here, but anyways, this will be inside the unit, and when it opens, it'll you know, extend out off of the 2x4 here. So it'll push off of the 2x4 and bring it out, and then when it comes down, it'll shut. So it's like a hinge. It's like a what do they call this? Surface mount, and you don't see the hinge at all. And on the outside, it'll all still be flush. You won't be able to see that there's a hinge on it, you know, out here on the side. So I'm gonna definitely try it here. A couple people are saying that it worked out good for them. So I'm printing it in a PETG, PETG, and it's made by Duramic. I love this stuff, man. It works so good. It's real strong. I use a lot of it. Usually black and red I get. I print a lot of stuff in, but yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. Oops, sorry. I wanted to show you guys this. Then I'm going to try these first. Yeah, this printer here, I built this myself. I printed all the parts for it, and I bought the extrusions. I need to clean it up. It's dusty out here. I need to take these things in the house and put them in our computer room, because man, I got this one. I got my my Prusa MK3, which is in here, and I put it on a metal extruded frame also. I did some pretty cool little upgrades on it. It's got the screen on it and all that stuff. And then over here I got my Creality CR10 Pro. It's in there. I got to clean it up too. But and I printed my Voron parts with this one here and my Prusa. That's why they're in these little tents, because I had to print it all in ABS, and it worked out great. Both of them did a great job. I mean, if you look, all the parts, I mean, everything on here is printed. Everything. These all come off. These are all little clips where you can take every panel off. All this stuff's printed in it. Just everything. My little camera thing, the bottom skirts, the fans, every part on here is printed on them. Yeah, every part. That whole hot end assembly, that's all done on there. I don't remember what the name of this this setup is, this hot end setup. But I mean, if somebody's interested in all that stuff, I can tell you guys where all the files are and stuff if you're interested in building one of these. You buy the kit. What you buy is the metal extrusions, and then all the parts come in it. The bed, everything underneath, and you can buy it with a the Raspberry Pi, which I use to connect it through the Wi-Fi, and I can watch this thing in my house with that little camera down there that I just showed you guys. Let me see if we can't get a little picture of it there. Yeah, there's the camera. It just watches everything right there. But yeah, it works out really great, man. This is a super nice printer. But we're gonna let this print. Like I said, it says I think 3 hours, something like that. My gimbal's acting goofy again. Yeah, 3 hours and 4 minutes. Been printing for 12. So we'll let that print, and when they print, we'll build them. I got to put these pins in it. I may have to make some on the lathe or something, or find something that's going to work, but we'll figure it out, and then we'll see how they work. If they don't work out, we'll proceed with something else, and we'll get something else for it. I'll go buy some, you know what I mean? But why buy them if I can print them and make them? That's my theory, you know. That's the nice thing about having a 3D printer. But check this out real quick. This is basically how this is going to work here, and you can stop it as it comes up. And this is pretty quick. I'm just like, if the door was on it, as soon as you do that, it's going to be opening. I mean, quickly, real quick. That's probably close to open. So when I do that, it's going to be pretty like that. That's closed. So open, closed. That's probably about how fast that door opened and shut. So yeah, we'll wait till that prints. We'll mount this up. I need to mount all this and see how it's going to work out, and then I'll be able to finish fitting everything, and then we'll go back through and restain. We're going to build a bottom to the inside of this. This is, like I said, guys, this is temporary. I'll probably put a couple tabs in here with some little rubber stoppers, so when that door shuts, it's stopping on a little bit of a couple of rubbers. So this corner won't push in because this is here, and this won't because this is here, but I still want to put a couple stoppers probably in there. But once we put our bottom in it, we can put our foam in it, and we'll notch it out for all this back here, the solenoid in this, the two guns, how we're going to put them in. So this will be up here, so one will go that way and one will go this way, or like that. We'll figure it out however it fits in there nice. But yeah, as soon as that prints, I'll be back. All right, so I printed these out and they turned out real nice. The problem is the way it mounts inside, it was grabbing, so I had to end up going with a let me show you here. So I had to end up going with a piano hinge. I'm going to try to figure out a way to dress this up where it's not as noticeable, because this probably down here is going to be a darker color. So we'll see how we're going to do that. I ain't figured that out yet. One thing at a time. This is, like I said, I'm just winging this, guys, but I want you to see what I've got going on in here. So here's what it does so far. Now, this works good and everything, it's cool, but I'm gonna have to figure out, originally I wanted to do two guns in here, which I still might be able to. Like I said, his guns are kind of big. Well, I think one's a 45, but what we might be able to do is put one of the 45s in here, and I think he's got a 9mm too, like a Glock, and that'll probably work out perfect. Because this is going to have a little cutout in the foam too for this motor to drop into. It's going to all like recess and together. So let me try to get you inside of this. Okay. So basically, I put some stoppers right there. They got little rubber grommets there. What else? Okay, so originally this was mounted on the left side there, but it was pulling the door one way or the other when you open it and shut it. So I had to put it in the middle there. So now that it's in the middle, it does really good. And it goes straight up, straight down. Everything's working like it should. And I can open it further. But so anyways, like I said, the original plan was for, I think he's got two 45s. I'm not sure, but we'll fit two in there. However we got to do it. I think I can do it.
You can do it.
One thing at a time on this project, but anyhow, it's so far it's working out great. For what I had no clue in mind what I was going to do with it. I'm just, like I said, I'm kind of just winging it. So far so good. We'll go ahead and I'm going to figure out what to do with all this stuff, I'll fill in all the holes where we was. Whoops, sorry. I'll fill in these holes where we was before. There's some down there. If you look to the left down there, I'll fill all that stuff in, but that's going to be all covered with some kind of something, or even the foam might cover that much. But we'll figure all that out. And then all this will get restained. That'll get restained. This part, all this will get restained. We'll refix all this nice. I am going to have to, right here, there's a little lip right here. I'm going to have to sand this down. I want this all flush and nice. So we'll get rid of that first. We'll make it all smooth. We'll make it all fit perfect. And then we'll restain it and make it look right again. Then we'll clear it all. So clear will be the last thing. But I wanted you guys to see this far because I might make this into a 2-part video. Just because I want to get a video out. I got to keep the videos coming. But it'll be right behind it, the next one. So I might just make it a 2-part series. The second one will probably be a lot shorter than the first one. But yeah, we'll probably just go that route. This is where we're at so far. And I think we're doing pretty good, guys. It's going to be pretty sweet when it's done. So yeah, stay tuned for the second one. Like I said, it'll be right behind it. Once again, thanks for everything. Please keep sharing, subscribing, everything you can. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get this thing to grow and grow. But yeah, see you guys on the next one. Thanks again.